coffee.
I'm bringing it.
You don't need coffee.
I'm bringing this. I don't.
I know.
Actually, I've tried.
You don't drink coffee?
No, I don't. I've never had. Well, I can't. That's a lie. Yeah, that's a habit. I'll explain that later.
You're not one of those big Keurig men? You
No,
don't got a
good
Keurig
God,
in your
no.
house?
No, I hate that.
Yeah.
The Keurig right there, no. Not much on that. But I remember when I was a kid, my friends and I, this is back in the Thousand Islands, like they'd spend the night at my house because they could stay up all night. And we would literally be up all night, like especially during the summertime, because we loved going fishing like at 4 o'clock in the morning. And we would be up all night, and we're just... we're like basically the little rascals, the next generation.
Yeah.
We did, because we didn't have fishing poles. We actually had spools line that we could cast with. We had go karts that we made out of shopping carts, ripped the baskets off them and shoved boards from them. It really was. And what we'd do is at my house, we'd spend a night at my house. My mom was cool. She made pizza and stuff like that. We'd be up all night. And like to practice, I remember I had like different shoes and sneakers in the kitchen. It was all linoleum and everything. So we would just cast out there and, and reel in our sneakers and just getting ready. And if we got a little tired, I was like, well, hey, man, I'll make us some coffee.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Mom do it. I'm pretty sure I got this. Saw it on a cartoon. I'm pretty sure I can do this. And so I did. I made the coffee. It's like, oh, kind of bitter. Oh, let me sweeten it up. You got to put this cream in it. And then like, it's like 7 of these sugars. Dude, they took like, you know what, Buck? I think we're going to go. Well, I'm not wasting it because I don't waste stuff. And back then, I was like 9. That's the native way, guys. That's the Mohawk way. So I drank the coffee. Holy shit, dude. We're out there, getting ready to do the some fishing, man. And I was on that dock, man. I was like Daffy Duck on crack. I'm like, oh, this is fun, guys. I like fishing, guys. It's okay, guys. I like fishing. I'm like, my lure is skimming out of the water. It's pulling a water skier. It was, oh my God. And I was just all jittery. And I didn't want to go home because I didn't want my mom to see me. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I went to try and take a nap under a dock just so I wouldn't have to do it because I was all jittery and everything and freaking out. I was like, that's the last time I do that. And I've never got, and every now and then, like a buddy of mine, he's like, we'll go play golf or something. He's like, hey man, I got you a French mocha chopa cocoa, whatever the hell this thing is. Okay, I'll drink that. You're cool enough to get it for me. Absolutely. But I just don't do coffee. Energy drinks.
Yeah.
I tried that crap. That didn't do anything for me.
It's like amphetamines for you?
Yeah, it just didn't do nothing. I'm like, is this supposed to like hype you up or whatever? Like, yeah. I still feel the same way I always do. This is nothing. This is $2.89 I will never, ever see again.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just, it's never, so I'm just like, I don't get into it. Then later on, like, well, you know what? It eats away your asshole and your kidneys and stuff. So okay, all right, I'm good with this stuff. So I've been lucky enough to never be one of these people who are, it's Christmas and there's still like a 3-foot line in front of Tim Hortons, just everybody trying to get their stuff. So I've never, but that, by the way, I don't downrate or you shouldn't drink coffee. Come on now, use your spirit, use your spirit energy. No, screw that crap. Do what you gotta do by all means. It's just not for me. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
you need some coffee?
hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Aboriginal Outlaws. I'm Wilbur Sunday.
Johnny B.
I'm Joshua.
And it's always a pleasure to have Bucky back because you know what? When he shows up, it definitely does turn into his show. And that's perfectly fine. It's fine to turn off the brain for a little bit and just watch this fucker go. And it looks like you clearly have not come back down from that fucking pot of coffee you made when you were a kid.
Dude, I know. It's so, because you remember that, and I remember that feeling, it was just it was, I'll tell you this, was weird. It was being out of control. It was being out of control. I couldn't bring down this jitterness or whatever. And I'm shaking like this. No 9-year-old should be doing this.
Yeah.
I don't care if you have Wi-Fi or not. You shouldn't be, oh my God, does this beach have Wi-Fi? I can't remember.
And that was the one and only time he could play Eruption. Just
oh, it was nuts. But it was, but I just felt it. Felt like my heart was going to pound on my chest. And I was like, screw this crap. And all my life and everything, I was like, you're hyper. And this is nothing. Like now it's ADD.
Yeah.
ADD and stuff like that. Yeah. People are like, Buck, are you ADD? I said I can also subtract. That just happened. And,
that was a joke.
But now it's like all ADD and let's give kids medication and stuff. And when I was a kid, it was he's just hyper and imaginative and energy, and that's the way it was.
Just open your door and ran around outside till fucking sundown.
Yeah. Now,
then they hit you.
Now, granted,
They yelled at you for not being home.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, when I was a kid, when my daughter was a kid, she's 34 now, but when she was a little kid, she'd go out and play. We had rules. One of the rules is, you're out there, you go out there to play, you play. Don't come back here with clean clothes on. Don't come back here. Make sure they're your own clothes when you get back here. But don't come back here with clean clothes. Don't come back here without some kind of scrape or scratch or something, because you're out playing with your friends and enjoying yourself. And that's what it was.
Play harder, you fucking lazy kids. Play harder.
It is. So it's pretty freaky to see kids today. It just is.
Just outside playing, just staring at their cell phones.
Yeah, well, I got
or they got the switch outside too.
Yeah.
Carry the switch with you.
You take kids with you to the beach. Does this beach have Wi-Fi? Go stand by the tallest tree you can. I'm sure they have it.
No, I make my kids. We went to the beach. Friday.
Yeah.
If you leave your cell phones, they stay in the truck.
Yeah.
You're going to have fun.
That's right.
And they did. Stayed out there all day, had fun.
That's cool.
Which
So
is
your daughter's 34, so she was born in 88.
She was born in 88. Yeah, she was born January 14th, 1988. Man.
So we're the same age.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes, you are. Yeah.
So
That's right, son.
I was just thinking about it. That's like the one thing we haven't really talked about. I've heard a lot of your stories because I've known you for over a decade.
Yeah.
And
Man.
I never really even asked you like what kind of dad you were, or like how you took on the whole parenting role, because you were probably pretty young, weren't you?
17.
Wow.
I was 17 when she was born. Now, as far as what kind of a dad I am, or is probably different.
Were you
than
still in high school?
Yes, I was. She actually went to high school with me. She'd be, my girlfriend would show up with my daughter at high school, and I'd have her for a little while. Absolutely.
Wow.
Was your girlfriend also in high school?
She was, but when she was pregnant,
She was in junior high.
She was a teacher. I'm like, I'm going to pass this course. I am going to pass this course.
So he was a
No,
lot
but
bigger
seriously,
with a
what
baby in
kind of
class.
dad were you?
Probably heard about it in 2020. It was on all the big news stations.
Oh, what kind of dad were you?
Oh, here's the thing. I can say this right now because it's not a question of what kind of dad was I. It's almost what kind of dad am I still. Because here's the thing. When it comes to kids, you never stop being a dad. It just never happened. Just recently, my daughter needs something. Okay, I'll help you out. No problem. We got this. It's easy. Now, what kind of dad I thought I was compared to what people would say what kind of dad I was are two different perceptions. So let's get that out of the way, but let's get to mine. Because
I don't care about the other perception.
there's
I want
their
yours.
version, there's the truth. I'll say this. When my daughter was born, I was in the delivery room. I went into the delivery room right there, and it was a dim room. And, it was all dim and everything. They had my girlfriend, they had like lights on her. It looked very, very, almost like alien autopsy-ish in a way. They had all the silver tools. Everything was all gleaming here. So they had the lights on her, and they had the light, down in her, vag and everything. And all
Yeah,
that
we know how
stuff.
babies work.
Yeah. No, babies don't work. They just lay there.
Yeah.
That's all they do, lay there and
Yeah.
eat shit.
Vaginas do a lot of work.
Yeah, they do that other thing. Yeah. When there was they even had like a rear view mirror. So the doctor's like, just that constantly, objects are mirrored closer than they appear, whatever it was, right? So even had that thing there. It was like convex and stuff. It was amazing. And so I'm there and I'm looking and I'm holding on to my girlfriend's hand. She's squeezing and screaming and yelling and everything. This is before we got in the room. This is before we even got in the delivery room, But we get in there and she's screaming, and I'm hanging onto her hand, and she's just crushing my hand. I mean, it's going red, white, and blue and everything. And I'm just looking, and I see the baby, what they call crowning.
Yeah.
17 years old. I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's like, of course, you're trying to be as supportive and everything like that. Like, up front, I'm like, honey, it's okay. Okay, breathe, honey, breathe. Ice chips, honey, ice chips, right? All this stuff. But when you're seeing this coming out of the rear, I'm looking at the rearview mirror and watching her come out, and I'm like, oh my God, you're thinking Alien.
Yeah.
You're thinking Star Wars. You're just thinking of all these weird creature movies and stuff like that. Oh, remember that time when the girl was raped by the monster? Now she has to give birth to the monster. And, So, but then she comes out and I'm like, oh my God. And it was amazing. And she was like I don't know if it was the lighting, but she's almost like a grayish, greenish color at the top of her head coming out and everything. I'm like, oh my God. Then her shoulder's clear. Once the shoulder's clear, and she just kind of, she pops out. So she comes out, right? I'm like, oh my God. And the nurse has her and they're wrapping her all up and everything. And then the doc is pushing on my girlfriend's stomach and she's just, it's just flying out of her, the whole afterbirth and all that stuff. And it just keeps coming out. And I felt her. I'm hanging out to her hand. And then right away she gets cold. She instantly gets cold because there's a lot of body heat that's released after this. And I'm just like, oh my God, and I'm going through it. I'm there. I'm in the moment. I'm being as supportive as I can. But there's a part of me that's just stepping back. That's like, wow, man, this is really going down, dude. This is, you kind of step back a little bit. And so there's my daughter. Now, there was a time that we thought for a little while that my daughter wasn't mine. Keep in mind, we were kids. And I remember people used to call our house. People would call our house during my girlfriend's pregnancy and say, look, I know you don't know me, but your girlfriend was with my son just before you guys got back together. There's a possibility. And I was like, it was devastating. It was crushing. And, and I was only like 16, 17 at that time. So just freaking out with all this stuff you had to deal with. But Sarah comes out. That's her name, Sarah. She comes out, and she's like as white as your shirt. She's got red hair and blue eyes. Okay, and I'm like, this is probably the lighting. It's probably just the lighting in the room here a little bit. They still got to clean her up a little bit.
It was what, 34 years ago?
Yeah.
These fancy LED lights we got.
Exactly. I'm thinking, well, maybe
It's candle way back then.
Yeah, I was like thinking maybe come through the birthing canal. There's like a powder room or something that she has to come out of. Because it's just covered in powder. Can you go wipe that off and let's darken this up a little bit, right? So they get her, and I was like, okay, all right. And I'm like, okay, all right, great. So now. So we're going through this right here. So they take Sarah, they put her on a warming bed. They clean her up and everything. Actually put her on a warming bed. It's like a little thing, and it's warm and everything. Hence, warming bed.
Warming bed's warm.
Yeah. Excuse me. So I'm there with my girlfriend, right? And they're gonna wheel her out now, and they're gonna put her where she needs to be for recovering. So now I go out with my family, and I'm out there with both of our families. It's a girl and all this stuff. Oh, okay, great. So then they bring him into, once they get her all wrapped up and everything, she's good with the mom and all that stuff. And after a little while, they bring him into that the nursery, and people can, people who just have babies that day or whatever. So they bring her. She's like right in front of me. I'm looking at her, and she's just, she's all bundled up and everything. Beautiful little baby, and. My brother, now my little brother, he comes in. He was, he's like 9, I think, at the time, 8 or 9. And I go, hey, man. Now, there's like probably, I'd say there's probably at least 7 or 8 babies in there, right? And I go, he's like, which one's yours? I go, well, go ahead, pick her out. He's like, okay. And he's looking. There's a Filipino couple that had a Filipino baby. He's like full of hair. He goes, there it is right there. That's yours, man. That is yours. I'm like, no, not that one. Oh, okay. He's looking, man. Okay, this one over here with the black hair. But like the slight Asian eyes type of thing. That's yours right there. Oh, that's yours. I'm like, nope. Keep trying. He's like, you want to buy a vowel? use a free spin. What do you want here, kid? And so, dude, it was the last one. There's only one left. And I mean, it was just Sarah. And he's like, did they bring yours in yet? I'm like, yeah, she's here, dude.
Are you fucking with me?
Yeah, exactly. He's like,
you had a baby today, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I'm in the wrong hospital. Okay. And I said, no, that's her. So there was just that. It wasn't an animosity or anything like that, but there was just a sense of wonder because there was just stuff that was there, but didn't care. It's my daughter and everything. That's the way it is. Well, now this is interesting. I almost got married. Like that, like the next to her. I had a ring and everything. But my parents were like, you don't want to do this right now. I'm telling you do not want to do this right now. Like, yeah, that's my
good
daughter.
Parents.
Yeah, very good parents. So that was that. And then when my daughter was like 6 months old, my mom took a picture of my daughter in the playpen. And my mom had these pictures, what she called the playpen pictures. God, that could mean anything. Anyway, so that does not sound right.
All right, let's talk more about your mom.
Tonight's episode is going to be mommy issues. Yeah. Memoirs of mom. So anyways, so she has these pictures and she's like, oh my God. And she takes a picture. She goes, does this look familiar? Does this look familiar? I'm like, yeah, it's Sarah. She goes, no, I'll be right back. She goes and she gets a photo album. She gets a picture of me at 6 months old.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm looking at it, same. I mean, it's right down the line.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt and everything like that. No doubt at all. And then, of course, you have to wait 6 months for the blood test anyway. You have
really?
to wait. They don't do the blood test right away. 6 months at that time.
They let you get attached first, so it's extra crushing.
Yeah, exactly. So, exactly. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
They give it to you right away. You better throw a baby out the fucking window.
Yeah, this little baby you've been bonding with this whole time.
Yeah.
Not yours.
And your girlfriend's a whore. So
Good news, Josh. Good news. We found the owner of that puppy. We found the owner of the puppy. Turns out they're just passed out and drunk, but they're going to be here to pick up the puppy.
But now that you like it, you're not gonna kill it.
So of course, we had the blood test too, because you just do. You know, it's what we did back then, especially if you're a young parent. Mm-hmm. It was like 99.99999, bunch of nines in there that she is. Okay, cool. So, yeah, awesome. So, from that point on, well, even before that, because I was
And
already
that's when
attached.
you really fell in love with her.
Oh, I loved her right from the day
the
one.
6 months prior was just fake love.
Well, I always said this.
Where
I
you're
always
just like,
said-
in case I gotta say goodbye.
Yeah, just in case. I didn't even give her a name. I'm not going to name this child. I don't want to give her a name. Just, hey, you. It's time to eat.
Not just yet, huh?
Yeah, it's time to eat. Hey, you. Get over here.
What's your kid's name, baby?
Baby. Yeah.
Miss Shitty Pants.
Yeah. Where's baby next to Kitty?
Maybe.
Sitting on the couch next to Kitty. So, anyways, yeah. So I used to say, man, I'm gonna spend my rest of my life making up for the first 6 months of hers, but I was always there and everything like that. And absolutely, it was fantastic being. I will say this: it is a struggle. It is a struggle, but. I'm very, very thankful for my family. They're extremely supportive, even when, because I was still in school.
Yeah.
I was still in school for a couple years, so I didn't graduate high school till I was 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Thanks for not laughing at that.
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, you fucking
Well, he didn't pull out at 17. We already established he's kind of dumb.
Guys, listen. I went to school off the res. Okay, I went to school. So yeah.
So what, you had to go to grade 15?
I'm just saying.
They held him back here because he's the only Indian to bring a baby in the class with him.
Exactly. That was more of a project.
They
That was
wanted
a
to keep the
project.
ratio.
Yeah, like they don't want to lose that funding.
Why does this native get special treatment?
Yeah, exactly.
Did they have to pull you in the room every week and be like, Bucky, this week you're black, okay?
No,
So we
they're
can get the
actually
fucking-
very cool. They're very cool because
He's the sole reason there's baby
Yeah,
changing
they gave you an
stations in the
arrow
bathrooms.
pick and
no, guys, they were very supportive and cool because in 5th grade the school actually got me my own razors. That was awesome. You know, it's
There
just
you
shaving
go,
in 5th
there
grade.
you
You know, teachers are coming to me to buy beer for them. You know, it's great. So, anyways, yeah, man. I failed 1st grade and I failed 5th grade. 1st grade was because it was no kidding, it was my first time in a non-native school. And they do things a lot different. Now, check this out. Here's just a little history of what was going on
Because he
at that
couldn't
time.
spell his name still.
Yeah, exactly. Well, check this out. You're going to love this. This is really how this crap went down, man. We moved away from here for like 1975, late 75, I think, as we moved away from here. Maybe summer of 75 or so. Anyways, and then I started school in Clayton. Mm-hmm. Now, so I was like 5 or 6 years old there. And then my first day of school, I remember just sitting in the back there. By the way, I'm going to get back to the parenting thing here in a minute. I remember sitting back there.
Well, you had to back then.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Where was your bus seat?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Just me and Rosa Parks. So, like, are you drinking from the water fountain? I'm not drinking from that water fountain.
Did you have your own?
No, actually, she got in the
Did
bus.
you have your own bathroom?
Oh my God, no. Well, I was. It was in the closet next to the, next to the janitor's room. It was great.
This is a bucket.
Yeah, exactly. Clean your own bucket. So anyway, so check it out, man. So my first day there, and I remember just being horrified because kids were just looking and staring at me. That was the darkest thing next to the hockey puck, And one kid actually brought the Jungle Book over to me.
Good God.
I'm not kidding. Bro, I'm like, yeah, that's some of my younger work. It's something I did last year.
Say wrong kind of Indian.
Yeah, exactly. But that's all they saw. They just saw this. They didn't know. Yeah. So now, the teacher goes like this. She comes in and she's like, class, we have a new student this year. And he's a little Indian.
Oh, nice.
Nice, dude. And I got excited because I'm like, oh, there's another one. And I'm looking around. And I realize she's talking about me. I'm looking around, and it's like, and his name is Bucky, and he's gonna tell us about himself. And I'm just like, oh, and so she's like, come on up here, come up front, and talk about yourself, dude. Little kids, man. Oh God, I'm like walking very slowly, and all the kids are just staring at me, just staring as I walk by. So I get up in front of the class, and of course, you're doing this stuff with your fingers, and just kind of looking around. And it's easier if they feed you questions. But the teacher was like, so tell us about yourself. I'm like, you got any other segues we can so I was like, and so as a little kid, what you do is you'll take a deep breath and then you'll just kind of like throw everything out in one shot. So I was just like, my name is Bucky Cook. I'm a Mohawk Indian, and I come over here. My grandfather works on the river. My dad rebuilds buildings. My mom works over at this trailer over here. My sister wants to be a nurse. You just lay it all out there. And my teacher was like, oh, okay. And she goes, where are you from? And I was Akwesasne, a little kid. Akwesasne. And she's like, oh, does that mean it? What does that mean? And I actually said the land where the Partridge Family drummer is from. That's what I had, man. I was big on the radio, and I knew it.
And how old were you?
It's like last week, dude. No, I was like, I was like 6. I was like 5 or 6. And for those of you listening who don't, Akwesasne means the land where the partridge drums.
Yeah.
But when I was a 6-year-old kid, man, the land where the Partridge Family drummer is from.
I realized we had never, ever explained that. Thank you, Bucky.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're only a fucking 100 episodes in.
Yeah.
We never told our listeners what our fucking land means.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that means. Yeah.
Well, I hope they would Google it.
Yeah.
I think we gotta give
I don't give too much information.
I think we gotta give $1 back now.
Yeah. Hi, my name begins with J.
Yeah.
I'll let you guess.
Yeah.
So
I'm from Manhattan. Oh, what does that mean?
See, I had a joke about that Jungle Book line, but I had a mouthful of food at the time. So
Wow.
that time has passed. Yeah.
Don't give away
That's
the
our
punchline.
professionalism in action.
And then he says, so that was like my first experience. Now, here's the thing. So what happened was, everything was cool for about 3 days. Everything was all right. Kids would just ask me questions, and for the most part, like a couple kids sat next to me on lunch, and I didn't think anything of it. Next thing I know, that wasn't happening anymore. Now, where I lived in Clayton, I was a walker. They didn't want to let me on the bus. No, but it was like, because I lived in the village, so we just walked. Other kids who lived outside of town are the ones that rode the buses.
I used to envy those kids.
Yeah.
That would be so cool to walk to school or take a bike.
Yeah. Well, I've got a bike story too for you. So anyways, so I would walk home, and I lived about 3 blocks away from school. Don't worry, there's a seat. It has a seat.
Yeah.
So I would walk home.
This is funny.
Just threw it out there? Yeah.
Are you literally going to tell us about the time you learned how to ride a bike?
No, man, no.
I was going to say, you
it's
don't
a
have
bike story,
He
dude.
doesn't have to tell us everything.
Oh, God. There are some scrapes I'll keep to myself.
Wait till we get to the rollerblade.
Let me share with you the first time I learned how to use the
By the
pod.
way, I still have the original
Like a
training
big boy.
wheels. I still have the original training wheels. I keep things.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So anyways,
you were a walker.
So I would walk home, and on every block, the kids that lived on that block would be waiting for me. And so I'm walking home.
Just staring.
Did they beat you up?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. With a mouthful of Cheetos, you're gonna laugh and choke at that, you big dick. So, anyways, they did.
Yeah, I'm a big dick.
They would beat my ass. And the thing was, now here's the thing, it wasn't kids my age.
Oh.
These are like 9, 10-year-olds, and that's a lot of years when you're a kid. And I never understood it. And like every block, I've had my bike thrown in the river. I've had my clothes ripped off me. I've been kicked in the ribs, all this stuff. And I would come home crying and everything. And it was just like, and I didn't understand why this was happening. And I'll tell you why this happened.
Because white people are racist.
Yeah, thank God it's just them. Anyways,
White people.
kind of narrows it down.
Some fucking crackers.
Now, before you say white people are racist, keep in mind I'm half Mohawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this half is racist.
Yeah,
So is he.
So we'll see.
So is we. Together we make one whole law.
Yeah.
And the other half makes a whole black guy.
100% fucked up right here. So what happened was, back in 1975, what was going down with the history with American Indians?
Oh yeah, there's a whole BIA movement was happening.
Yeah, there was that. Yeah,
Wounded Knee and Alcatraz and.
But the biggest thing was the 2 FBI agents that were shot over at Oglala Sioux Nation. Okay,
They only got 2 of them.
That's
Too
right. They
bad.
only got 2 of them. But the thing is, that was still
So many
pretty
more to get.
Yeah, that was still pretty fresh stuff. And so when these kids came home after the second day of school, whatever, and hey, Billy, how was your first day of school? Good. We got a new student. A new student? Oh, yeah, what's he like? He's a little Indian. What do you mean, little Indian? He has dark skin, and he has long hair.
Really, the feathers?
Yeah, and he's like, well, let me show you what the Indians are all about. And, man, he could click on the TV at any time, and there was stories about how these guys are shot by the Indians and all this stuff. So that was already there. It was something that was already on the grow. And so now, here I am, a representative of what's being said about on TV about Indian nations and Native peoples and murdering and all that stuff and everything. So, wow, we got to take care of this. We got to snuff this out. And it was like, these kids in my class was like their brothers that were whooping on my ass and bad. It wasn't like a regular stupid Indian. It wasn't this stuff. It was it was a hatred.
Yeah.
And you could feel it. It was, I mean, they called me everything but Indian. It was like, get the fuck off our territory, you nigger, and all this stuff, everything. Disclaimer for anybody that's offended because I said territory. So, it was, that's what it was, just flat out. Now, here's the thing. My older sister, she's not Native at all. My older sister, Joanna. Now, when we lived here, Joanna, she was 110% white. She was the one in school getting ridiculed and picked on. And my mom said to her, she's like, you know what? You're going to have to.
It's your turn?
Yeah, no, she actually said to her, she goes, so she goes, you know what? You're going to have to get tough or you're going to come home crying every day. This is where we live. Oh, man, my sister opted to get tough, dude. She was whooping up on people's asses on the bus all the time. Everybody loved Joanna.
Prison rules.
Basically, you're not lying. And she did. She whooped some serious ass. Yeah. I mean, she's like 7 years old. She had cigarettes rolled up in her T-shirt like Schneider from One Day at a Time.
That was the 80s.
Yeah. Google that. This is actually Google that for anybody who doesn't know. And so now the roles are reversed.
Yeah.
And so Joanne was still badass. And she's like, should go get a yearbook. Who did it? Well, this kid kicked me. This kid spit on me. This kid punched me, and this kid called me these words. Mm-hmm. And she leave. 2 hours later, police car comes in. There's my sister sitting in the back of the police car, with a scratch. Bring her to the door. My mom's like, "What the hell's going on?" Well, Bobby, Officer Jim Nero's from Clayton. Mm-hmm. He's like, "Bobby." Joanna went up and beat up these boys, and we got the call, and we're bringing her home, and my mom is like, God damn it, Jim, every day Bucky comes home crying and beat up and everything, every damn day he comes home, and Joanna's just protecting her, and he's like, Bobby, I get you. I'm not against what Joanna did. Just have her do it after 5 o'clock when my shift is over. This is the type of town it was. That's the type of town.
Back when cops actually kind of were part of the community.
Yeah, that's what it was. You know? And so my mom's like, okay, Jimmy, I'll see you Friday night for bowling. Mm-hmm. And so my sister was like, taking care of the stuff. But then she would come home and and start smacking me around a little bit because I didn't know how to fight. And that's what it was. Mm-hmm. And now, and that went on for a little while. That went on for a couple years, But eventually, like the people that did those things to me when I was a kid, I know them all now. We're all great friends. Of course, we're all like 5'5".
Yeah.
But we're still. These are all. I swear to God, my sister. I love
Picked them out in a yearbook.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's what it was. It was like it wasn't a yearbook. It was like a mugshot.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Like the majority of my sister's friends are probably people she's whooped their ass on. She's beat their ass on it. And so that's what it was growing up like with that. But then things got a little better, what have you. And there was always every now and then you'd run into it. Like I remember there's this guy Potter. He actually had a pool where the kids could go in and play. And one day he saw me in there and hey you, and we'll just start playing. You with the dark hair. What was a couple with dark hair? I keep playing. You with the dark hair, the cut off shorts. Well, we all had that, You with the dark skin, dark hair, and cut off shorts. Well, that narrows it down. Yeah. Okay. So I'm like, yeah, man, what's going on? He goes, I don't want you in my pool. I go, well, why? He goes, I don't want you, whatever you are, in my pool. I says, I'm a little boy. No, whatever your thing is, whatever you are. Mm-hmm. I said, well, I'm Mohawk. Yeah, I don't want that in my pool. I said, well, I'm only half Mohawk. Can I go in up to my waist? And he didn't think that was great at all. So he yells at me, get the hell out of my yard. So I leave, and my mom's like, what are you doing back here? I thought I got kicked out of that guy's pool. He didn't want to. Oh, really? Okay. My grandfather gets wind of this. My grandfather was a highly respected member of Clayton. I mean, you go there now. Talk about Captain Lawrence Balcom. Oh, God. So next thing you know, he kind of had to make it known. Hey, man, to the town. This is my grandson. Are we cool? Mm-hmm. Are we cool with this? This is my grandson. Okay, Lawrence. Okay. One time, again, getting back to this, I was in the store, Kennedy's store. It was on the corner right there, and I was looking at some toys and stuff, and I heard somebody on the other side of the line talking about my mom on the other aisle over. So I was like, oh, it must be a friend of my mom's. And just before I come around the corner, I heard this person say, I can't believe that she laid down with a dirty, filthy Indian.
Holy.
Had them dirty, filthy Indian babies. So here's the thing. I looked around the corner, and it was the fucking school nurse.
Nice.
And from that point on, I never went to the nurse's office. I don't care how bad I got beat up on the playground or wherever it was. I'd actually carry a thing of Band-Aids with me in my little book bag. So if I did get scraped up and the teacher's like, "Hey, go to the nurse, she'll patch you up." Okay, I'd go to my room, get the book bag, open up, I'd put the Band-Aid on myself. She go, "Nurse, yep, I'm good." Okay, never went back there, man. But again, that's I didn't let that. I guess you could say, damage me or diminish me or put hatred toward people. I just kind of left it at, hey man, it's gonna have to be their problem, because I'm cool. I think I am.
Yeah. Just what kind of cunt? Well, think about these people. What kind of cunt do you have to be to treat a child that way? I don't get that. Like,
well, no, it wasn't treating a child. It was this child.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This child.
The untamed child.
The untamed child. They tried to tame him, but they failed.
Yeah,
I gotta
miserably.
say, that sounds exactly like Josh's story. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Was
Except
Oh, your mom a nurse? Was your mom a school nurse? Is that
it
what
was
happened?
the exact opposite. Is that they all thought he was white and they loved him until like he was 18. They're like, "You're a fucking Indian! Get out of here, you son of a bitch!"
Yeah. Way to dress like us and infiltrate our people.
Right?
I just rode the Snide bus looking like this.
Did you have to fight a lot too?
A couple times.
Yeah.
All you gotta
Did
do
the
is
bus driver ever be like, no,
No.
Go to the other bus.
No. All you gotta do is psycho out once or twice. And
Does it upset you that he turned out so dark?
why would it upset me?
I don't know, just because you guys are basically like...
Does it upset you that I turned out so dark, dude?
Not at all.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Powder.
Let's have a dark off right now.
Oh, wait.
Gorgeous.
Oh, great, yeah. One of these things is not like the other.
That did look like the yin yang symbol.
It was, yeah. That was something.
Why didn't we see, now we gotta have a fucking camera on the ceiling?
No, that's good. That's gonna be. We're gonna do that for our picture today.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
Right there.
yeah.
If we're all like all of our pinkies and thumbs are intertwined with each other. So there is no. There we go.
don't have it on
Yeah,
camera.
Peace, man.
Yeah.
There it is. Luther's dream.
That's the closest we ever got to an orgy. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it is the sand that I use.
All right. Next heartbreaking story.
Yeah. So anyway, so let's get back to my.
Let's hear about the bike.
Let's get back to me.
I'm sure. I'm sure you'll be fine after the.
I will say this, though.
I am sorry I chuckled earlier.
Nah, dude, rock the Casbah. You're totally cool. Totally cool, dude. I got no.
We're just
no
gonna go to
issue with
Clayton after
I
this. is
experienced bullying too, so
Yeah.
It's more of like a kinship thing, not
Yeah,
really like
yeah.
not really like a you went on crying.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go to old folks' home there in Clayton and just start using pillows on people.
Just yeah.
Was this your grandson?
Going in squat.
I haven't had a COVID test.
So, anyways, yeah. So back to the thing about being a young parent. It was like I said. I had a lot of support from my family. My younger sister, she would actually walk my daughter at night when my daughter was crying, and I could get up in the morning for school, and so did she. So I had a lot of support that way. I remember one time we had, and that was kind of like a thing that was kind of happening. This whole teenage pregnancy thing. Every other ABC after school special was on teenage pregnancy or teenage alcohol. And here I am now in that category for being a teenage parent. They had Jefferson County, where's Clayton now, and this is Alex Bay now, but that's all in Jefferson County. They had this group of teenage parents they were their own little group, but they'd go to different schools to talk about teenage parenting. And
Then they had sex with each other with no
yeah,
condom.
big teenage. It was great. It was awesome. one guy didn't even have kids. He's like, I got to get kids. So it's just, these women put out. So anyways, so I remember they came to our school and we had, into our classroom, and it was, the teacher's like, so the teacher, the program like director of this group, and then they start talking, and the teacher goes, oh, by the way, before you go any further, one of our students right here is a teenage parent. I'm like,
And he's a little Indian.
at least below the waist, yes. So anyways, I'm like, well, thanks, asshole. All right, thanks for pointing that out. And yeah. And there was only one guy in this group. There's like 5 girls and one guy in this group. And they just started talking a little bit, and then the guy's like, he was mentioning what it's like to see his child. He likes, when he gets out of school, then has to go to work. He goes, it's great. He goes, well, this guy can probably relate. And I said, absolutely, 110%. Because I was in school, and then when I was in school, during sometimes I was always working, and I never had like a part time. It was all 40 hours plus.
Did you still talk like this back then?
Dude, just like this.
Yeah.
Just like this, dude.
So
Which you're kind of
I'm
getting, yeah.
just picturing like a 19-year-old buck. You're like, dude, 110%.
Yeah.
The octave slightly higher.
19 years old, still in 10th grade.
imagine you had a
Still in 10th
mullet.
grade, 19 years old.
Mullet, jean jacket, yeah.
Oh, dude, that was
Still
great.
sweating all
It was
that
great.
coffee
It was
from
great.
fucking 8 years old.
Yeah. From 78. yeah.
I'm thinking the short shorts and the
Just-
armbands. And,
Yeah, exactly. The corduroy shorts.
Yeah.
Corduroy
The
shorts.
starter jacket with fucking hornets on the back.
Yeah, it was the early.
I bet Buck wore
80s, man.
jams.
Yeah, 80s, man. That was the 80s.
Did you wear acid wash jeans?
What?
Fuck yeah, you did, didn't you? We wanted to be Swayze so bad.
What are you talking about, man? Shut up, dude. I look like a stunt double from the Breakfast Club. That was amazing. And not even the cool guy.
From Molly Ringwald.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Fuck, this is how you hold the sushi. Come on, man. Can we get this cut? So, anyways, but he said to me, and I started just talking. I didn't mean to, but he asked me a question. And so I started talking, and next thing I know, 45 minutes later, I'm still talking. And then they asked me afterwards, after the presentation or what have you, they want to know if I could join their group. They're like, we really want you to come with us and to do this. You have a different view on it, type of thing. Not so much a better view, it's just a different view. And I said, dude, I'd absolutely love to, but I'm still here. I got to do all this stuff. So that's what that was. But I will say this, man, it's so cool. I don't condone teenage pregnancy. I don't condone teenage.
I mean, it sounds
parents.
great. I think it's a good idea. I'd like to encourage all of our young listeners to have some kids.
I turned out fine.
Yeah. It's someone who will love you no matter what.
Is the camera not working on that side? Is the camera not? He's like, I turned out fine. Is the camera not working on that side? It's all black out. Fade to black. So, anyways, but as I will say this, as a young parent, I could run all over the place with my daughter, do all kinds of cool things. Even to this day, we go to concerts together and stuff like that. And my grandson, yes, I have a 14-year-old grandson who's very kick-ass. Mason, love you, man.
3 more years to be a parent too.
Damn right. Hey, man. Hey, all right. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. So, anyways.
That'd be crazy being a great-grandfather.
Dude, I remember one time my grandmother asked me, she's like, so, Buck, when am I going to be a great-grandmother? Probably when you do something great. Yelling at me for wearing my shoes inside the house? You're a good grandmother. Not just quite great. So anyways, and then the day it happened, she's like, what were you thinking? I'm like, I was thinking about you when I was with my girlfriend making this baby.
Kept me from coming faster.
Trying to last longer, Grandma.
I didn't know 12 minutes was possible. I'm a good boy. So anyways, But some amazing, and this is the cool stuff that no matter what age it is, you're always going to see the cool thing about kids is like just the way they see things. Absolutely beautiful. One of the best stories about my daughter, very quickly here. She was about 3 years old, 2 or 3. I just got done with high school. She was like 3. And
God, you're fucking.
We were at graduation.
I'm fucking taking a 20.
it's like this, like the old song. A is for apple. J is for apple.
He was the only high school graduate that could drink at his party.
By the way, I will.
He was 18 back then.
Exactly. I will say this. First and fifth grade, I failed. I wasn't held back. Oh, they held me back because I can't get bar soap together. I failed. It's called failure, kids. You're not being held back. You failed.
Because you suck.
You failed.
You're no good.
Maybe your parents failed, but guess what? Now you failed.
Or you're stupid.
Understand that. You failed. You're not held back. That's a special word they use for special people. You failed. So anyways, my daughter was
And
like,
now
around
you
3.
know.
Yeah, the rainbow, the more you know.
Yeah, there you go.
So anyways, my daughter's about 3. And I don't know if they had it here, but like in Alex Bay, they would have, the circus would come to the gym. Okay, they'd have it at night. Hey, by the way, this Friday or Saturday, there'll be a circus coming to the gym. So I get out of work and I go home. And my daughter, she lived with us at the time. And I was like, hey, Sarah. And she comes running out from, playing whatever. Hi, Dad. I'm like, hey, hon. I said, hey, after dinner tonight, do you want to go to the circus? And her eyes light up. Go to the circus? I go, yeah. After dinner, Dad? Yeah. Can I wear my circus pants? I'm like, sure. By all means, wear those circus pants, right? I don't know what. I'm thinking jammies with elephants or something on them. So dinner time rolls around. And she looks over at my my stepdad, and she's like, and she's she's got a little high chair, and she's like, Poppy. And of course, my stepdad's like, yes, Sarah, I'm going to the circus tonight, and I'm wearing my circus pants. And she's like, yes, Sarah. Of course, she's told everybody this 50 times already. He looks at my mom, same thing. Nene, I'm going to the circus tonight, and I'm wearing my circus pants. Like, well, that's nice, Sarah. So she gets on with dinner. You know how kids are when they know something good's coming their way? So like she's in her high chair. Her bowl is empty. She has it right in the center. She has her cup right here. Her spoon and fork, a little plastic spoon and fork, are perfectly symmetrical on the high chair. And she's like, Daddy. I'm like, yeah, hon. Is dinner over? I said, yeah. Can we go to the circus? I'm like, yeah, Sarah. Can I wear my circus pants? Yeah, Sarah. So I let her out of the high chair. She runs to the living room and up the stairs. My parents are like, what are these circus pants? I was like, I thought you guys do. I'm thinking it's probably just jammies with like little animals or something. Oh, okay. She comes running down the stairs, climbing down the stairs, runs to the living room, bounces into the dining room, and she goes, I'm ready to go to the circus, and I wear my circus pants. See, it says circus pants. I look down, and she's got these little sweatpants on that say Syracuse University. Yeah, man.
That is fucking adorable.
And that little story, that little incident has saved that kid more ass whoopings than I can count, because she would do something later on, like, God, she's like, Dad, circus pants. I'm a circus pants girl. Remember me, Dad? Circus pants. I'm like, let me go beat up this car. So very cool. And it is just the way kids see things. I remember my niece, when she was like around that same age, we had our aunt had passed away, and they do the 10-day gig. And so we're like one of my aunts, another family member, and my little niece were there. We're in this one room. Everybody else is doing prayers and stuff, and there's flies buzzing around the window. And my aunt says, look at those jeeks over there. Look at those jeeks. Jeeks is Mohawk for fly. Look at those jeeks over there.
Yes, listeners not from here.
There you go. Yeah,
Jeeks
listeners not from
fly.
here.
Dude, you were fucking up today.
I know. There were flies at
Thank God we brought someone here who could do the job.
Right. So there were flies.
Next week, join in.
This would be great. I would love this if we're talking.
Next week,
All of a
we're
sudden,
gonna have
there's a
Reem.
little pause, and you just hear his voice. There were some jeeks on the window. Jeeks is Mohawk for fly.
There were flies
Mohawk
on the
for
body.
flies.
On the body.
Yeah. Wasn't
You all
Indian.
want to see a dead body?
Yeah, not those Indians. We're not those Indians, man. So, anyways, they had So my aunt looks at my niece. Hey, can you go get the fly swatter? And she, okay. So she she goes to get it. She's like three or four or whatever. She's back and she has this little cup and she's walking very slowly into the room. Little cup and has like some water. She puts it down on the windowsill. Backs away slowly and hops, back on the couch or whatever. And my aunt and I look at each other like, what is that? She goes, that's what you asked me for. Bring the flies water.
I get it.
Want me to explain it to you?
No.
Explain it to him.
Yeah.
You better. Yeah.
Explain it to him.
That's very
First the earth cooled, then the dinosaurs came.
That's very cute.
That's that white part. It's not getting.
So yeah, man. So it's
Is he just like taking your energy because you haven't fucking said much today?
I'm just listening, man.
I see. So there's only room for one crazy guy here.
But so that right there, it's just cool to see that type of thing. And
Clearly,
to
he
see
has
that
to
view.
kill you so he can have his
that's
show.
right.
There can be only one. Where's my sword?
But that's what. And growing up as a parent, I mean, the only thing that stays the same is changes. I mean, when they're young, when they're like babies, infants, and under 10 or whatever, there's a whole set of problems and rewards also. But then when they're teenagers, it's all different. When they're out of their adolescence and in their 20s, it's all different. I mean, you just never stop. It's just another series of Then after a while, it's just two adults having some of the same problems. The only thing is, I've already been through it, and now I just have to kind of guide you through it. That's all. But it's wonderful. I think I've been.
And he still hasn't made those changes.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But I say this, man. It's like, kudos to her mom, because she mostly grew up with her mom, especially because in 1990, after I graduated, finally.
Yeah. You were 20? 20?
I hate you.
Graduated? Went back to work?
I hate you. Hate you. Yeah, so I graduated in 1990. Do I have to say without honors? I think that goes without saying. Anyway,
He was in the 80th percentile.
Yeah, exactly. And sad part is I only went to 87. That's the sad part. They actually made an extra percentage for me.
Aged out. You're just like, here's your diploma.
Just too old. Yeah, you're too old
to go to school.
Dude. There you go, dude. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go sign up for unemployment. Go get out of here, dude.
It was just a piece of paper that said, "You read good."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stamp it.
I mean, just imagine there's a 14-year-old walking in and there's 20-year-old dudes walking down the hallway.
Hey, tell your mom I had fun last night.
And he's threatening to kick their ass. Hey, stay out of my fucking luck. It's seriously a grown-ass man threatening to kick my
You got me like, boy, I know you got my driver's license. What'd you do with it? I don't think Kid's like 6.
So when did you come back to Akwesasne?
I actually came back to Akwesasne in 92. I went to a diesel school in Connecticut and everything. Did all that stuff. It was great. Loved it out there. Had a good time. Came back to a friend of mine. I was looking for a job. And it's very hard to get a job, especially in that type of business, without experience. Everybody wants that experience. So you're fresh out. Plus, when you get out of a school like that, or any type of school, really, you're kind of dangerous because you're young. You think you know it all. You don't know dick about experience. You just have all this stuff right here, right? But a friend of mine, he let me know that in St. Regis, there was a place looking for a diesel mechanic, and that was Gatlin Oaks, G&L. Used to be the bus garage down in St. Love you, Gatlin. 110%, buddy. So
His name was Gatlin,
Gatlin Oaks, absolutely.
like the gun.
He was actually named after the guy.
There's more than one person
here's the
named that
thing.
in this community.
Oh,
But-
really? I thought they named the gun after him, Bucky.
Actually, with how badass he is and how awesome he is, they should have named a gun after him. I agree. Gatlin was very cool.
He was.
Gatlin
It
was
is.
cool.
It's called the Mini. The old lady
Gatlin-
gun from the purse.
The Derringer?
A Derringer 2-shotter.
Yeah.
But so I went down, and I remember I actually dressed up really nice. I went down to Saint to go apply for the job. And Gatlin's
The new priest is in town.
He still had his suit from graduation
Yeah,
1 year
exactly.
prior.
Yeah.
I was 21 years old, ready to conquer the world.
They did right. 21 years old and in 11th grade. I'm ready to do this.
Let's go.
Screw you, school. But I did. I went down and I got the job and I moved back here. Now, this is kind of cool. There are different things you perceive when you see as a child. And when I moved back here to work at GNL, I was like, hey, I'm going to go around and see people I haven't seen for a while. Again, back when I was like a little kid. And so one of my first stops was the Kloop family at the end of Pike Road. Okay, we were very close with them. And I remember I drove down there, and I get right down to where the homestead is, and there's some dogs barking and stuff like that. And the parents are sitting on the porch there. I think it was Myron, I think his name was. And anyways, they're like, who is it? I'm like, it's me, Bucky Cook, Lizaway's son, Bucky, Lizaway. Oh, Bucky, hey, come on, little Bucky. They call me little Bucky. That's what they call me. Hey, little Bucky, come on over. Don't worry about the dogs. Just come on over, have a seat. So I'm sitting on the porch, and we're just talking away and visiting. It was great. Finally, I go, hey, when did you guys get the house? They're like, well, we've always had the house. I'm like, no, you didn't. When did you get the house? Like this house. Bucky, we've had this house forever. We've always had this house. I was like, really? It's like, yeah, why? I said, nothing. Like, what did you do? what did you do? And I was like, for the last 15 years, I've been telling people in Clayton that I know a family that lives in a tree. Allow me to explain. So, okay, that's not the reaction they gave to me. They're just staring at me. The touch at the top of my head should be hard any day now. Those plates are.
He did graduate at 20.
Somebody clearly watched Return of the Jedi a lot.
Oh my God. So, anyways,
He had one Betamax tape, and that was it.
And the guy still got stuck in the machine. So here's what happened was, and they're like, "What?" I go, "Yeah." I said, "See, when I moved there, and people stopped beating on me for a week, and they wanted to know some things, and I was like, they're like, well, do you guys live in teepees?" That's always I said, no, we don't live in teepees. There's houses. I said, but there's this one family that lives in a tree. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, they live in a tree. And they're like, well, how does that work? And so right away, I'm trying to remember the stuff from a kid. Yeah. And then I had to embellish some bullshit in there to make it sound somewhat logical. I said, well, the tree is a big tree.
Yeah.
First of all, it's a big tree.
Whole village up there.
There's a big tree. Yeah. Ewoks and shit. Ewoks and Mohawks are all together. Big tree. And I said, what they had to do was they actually had the bottom branches. They actually scooped out the center part of the trunk of the tree, and they laid the boards down. They had other boards and stuff like hanging over and everything. I said when the women folk were pregnant, I actually see these women folk.
Those thoroughbreds.
Yeah, when the women folk were pregnant, I said the men would actually pull them up by a rope and all that stuff. Right?
When the females have mated.
Yeah, exactly. And
did you just describe Fraggle Rock to these white people?
Look at the Berenstain Mohawks. The Berenstain Mohawks here, people. So I go, and I go, this is what it was like. And they, they hunted and all that stuff. And people are just fascinated in the Thousand Islands. I was like, whew.
That story probably still lives on there.
To this day, I know there's a fact. Because they would tell people like, Buck, tell them about the tree Indians. Like, oh, okay, yeah.
Tree Indians.
So this went on. Because I actually kind of thought that's what kind of what went down, right? So then I go, and they're like, no, how could you say that? Why would you say that? I said, because it was true. It was true. I don't care what you say about that. You did not have this. Mm-hmm. Take it from me, who has not lived here for 15 years. You did not have this house. And they're like, Bucky, why would you come up with that? I said, because I remember as a little kid, we used to spend the night here. And it was in a tree. And they're like, oh, Jesus Christ. There was a tree house all back for the kids that slept there in the summertime. That's where you slept. You slept in a tree house. It was like a 4x4 tree. It's still out back. I think there's like one board left. That's where you slept, Bucky. Yeah. That's where the kids slept. And I was like, so the men folk didn't pull you up with the ropes? They didn't do that? That didn't happen? And they're like, why don't you just leave our property right now?
Go on, Buck.
So yeah, man, that was that whole gig. So there's a little
that's when the beef with the Klute started.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You bring it up to this day, they're like, man, fuck that buck wild motherfucker.
I mean, if any family in Akwesasne was living in trees, it'd be the Klute.
I don't know. Now the Klut's Club playing right there. But,
I mean, that's true, but it might be the big trees.
Yeah, but like, because I think I actually told that to William, too. I told that to William as well, like, many years later. And he's just, I don't know if he talks to me anymore. I wave. I don't know if he's waving off a fly or... But anyways, yeah, so about a good 10, 15 years, there's a little misinformation I was laying out to the people of the Thousand Islands. But I'll be astonished if some kid out there comes home from history class. Oh, we're studying the Iroquois, and some of them lived in trees. Can't believe that teacher.
Although I bet if you went to the Thousand Islands, there's actual people living in trees. Yeah, because it's like the thing now.
It's a native way. It's a native way.
You started that trend.
Growing our own food. They're digging out their canoes and living in trees. But yeah, man. So
when and where did you start actually making money performing as a musician? Like, when did you start a band that actually played in bars and made money?
That would have been... Let me explain that very quickly.
I know it.
I'm going to explain that very quickly.
Do you make money as a musician?
No, man. You can. You can't.
Wait, you're a
It's not
musician?
You're so fucking mean. You
not quite-
pretentious cunt.
It's not quite iPod money or whatever this is. Podcast, iPodcast.
Where's the bucket where I can throw a bucket in you fucking
So anyways,
motherfucker?
so anyways,
Take your hat off.
yeah. How this
No, get him a coffee. Don't even give him.
how this growling thing started was back in the
He's told this so
Early-
much. I know the story.
early to mid '90s. Around there, I was seeing a girl, and
liked when
as
you made that
opposed
sound
to
down there.
a guy, I was seeing a girl.
This is when he switched back to women.
Yeah, it's like God, this is
She was a big Star Wars
so
fan,
much
right?
fun.
He had to get through high school somehow.
Yeah,
For
this is-
20 years. Jesus Christ.
amazing. It's
The first one multiplied. So.
yeah, it's like.
Teach them to bully me.
And then when I got back into girls, I was like, God, there's so much slippery
If you
in
can't
this
beat
world.
him, fuck him.
The Indian that fucks us. You better leave that guy
That
alone.
fucking tree Indian raped me. Tell us about the growl.
Shut up, Will. Shut up. So anyways,
Oh, shit.
That's how we're introducing you from now on.
I know it.
The last of the tree Indians.
Dude, That's it,
We
dude.
I finally
Josh,
found out after all these years, trying to figure out where the fuck you're from.
it's the trees.
It's the last of the tree Indians.
Yeah,
It's been bugging me since we met.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, what is Buck? No, we know. It's a fucking tree Indian.
well, I will say this: it is a black cherry and it is a hardwood. So thank you very much.
God.
So, anyways, going back to this growling thing, I was seeing a girl this time, and she was a big fan of the Winnie the Pooh cartoon. And because of the way I am, she's like, you know what, Jesus. She goes, you know what, you remind me of.
That's
Tigger.
why the mic stands are all fucking broken as you do.
Slam her. She goes, you remind me of Tigger. You're very Tiggerish.
She called
in your
you a what?
attitude." A Tigger, yeah, a Tigger. Yeah. Oh, don't Tigger, please. So
That's his
anyways,
third time saying it this episode.
just a little bleeper out there. Hardcore. So, anyways, I go, really? And so I would actually do the Tigger song for her. And in the cartoon, in the show, it's the wonderful thing about Tiggers. Is Tiggers are wonderful things. They're tops of their rubber. Their bottoms of their springs. They're bouncy, 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 fun, 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 fun. But the most wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one. I'm the only one. And he growled at the end of that. So I would do that. Well, she breaks up with me. And
For real?
Because he growled every time he ate.
You use that to get laid, though. That's like it works.
yeah. So anyways, so she breaks up. That's what it was. But the thing is, that turned into a habit. Now, if you ask me a question, I don't mean to. It's just subconsciously.
thinking sound.
Yeah. It's like, hey man, what do you got going on next Tuesday? I think I'm doing it. So it kind of turned into. That's where that growl comes
So
from.
it's a verbal tick.
Yes.
Yay.
So to get back to your. Thank you very
You know
much.
what's funny is that because you're so great at that, you could probably fucking rock the shit out of that Cowardly Lion song.
Jesus, I can't just shit my pants.
If I were a king of the
forest.
Not Duke, not Chief, I don't know, Sub Chief. I don't know what the hell that is. Gotta hold this up. So, anyways,
You gotta clip that out, make it short.
I'll teach you how
I
to.
like how he did the Sammy Davis Jr. voice. Not Chief, not Duke.
shaboing, boing, boing. So, anyways, Sammy Davis, old Jewish black guy.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, making money as in a band. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
That was the original.
So how that when we first did that, how I kind of got into the band thing was, I've been playing guitar since I was like around 15, 14, somewhere in that neck of the woods. In high school, we did a quick little band thing for a.
He was using it as a shield.
Yeah, exactly. It was a quick
weapon
band
you could
thing.
carry.
Well, yeah, it just kind of happened with me. But we did a pep rally where it called Spanish Fly.
Nice. It's the 80s.
After the Bill Cosby bit.
Yeah.
Easy.
The Bill Cosby cocktail.
Camille doesn't like the pudding pop. You see, and it's fluffing and a fucking and a touching. You see.
Shit's real sleepy.
This is another short right there.
Anyways, So I did that there, and then it wasn't until I moved. And while I lived in Connecticut, I didn't play any bands, but I worked at a music store and stuff. But there were bands that would come in, and that was just really a cool scene. And it wasn't until I moved back here to open the casino, 99. Yeah, April of 99. See, at that time, there were so many people in the casino, people that didn't really know each other.
Yeah.
A lot of people did that were from here, and I knew a few of them. But at any given time out there, you had associates. You could, of all the employees there, you had like at least probably 80 associates on the floor at any given time who played instruments one way or another. And so I started talking to a few different people, and hey, I play guitar. Hey, I play drums. Blah blah blah. Okay, cool. Let's get something together. And that was Corey White at that time. That was Dwayne Greenfield, and I think that was it. Just the three of us, and we're always like, hey, let's do something, man. Let's do something.
Yeah.
And so
Buck has touched me a lot this episode. Like
on the inside.
no, on the outside.
I
He's-
feel like I
on
gotta
that
start
one.
touching Johnny.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and then it was like, okay, let's get together. Let's do something this week. Well, that week turned into the next month and a couple months. Finally, I was like, okay, I've had enough of this. So I drive up to Dwayne's house. He lived in Hogansburg at that time. Knocked on his door. Said, hey man, where's your drums? He goes, oh, they're in the back, on the back porch. Cool. I walk through his house, grab some drum pieces. Like, grab that. What the hell are you doing? Grab that. He takes a piece of drum, put it in my truck, put it on my truck, and I said, no, if you want to play your drums, they'll be in my house. They'll be in my house, okay, dude? Okay. So we did. So we got together. And it was pretty, it was very, very, very backyard hookup situation we had. Like I actually had an amplifier that I used for the vocal mic or for the vocal speaker.
Yo.
And our mic, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And our mic, actually, I had one. Okay, remember the table thing I was talking about?
Yeah.
We had that thing, and actually had that bungee corded into a lamp.
Nice.
And I didn't have a mic stand. I had a bungee cord into a lamp, and we called it the other member of the band. We named it Mike. Hey man, is Mike coming? Make sure you bring Mike. And so we just started working. So we just started doing like covers and stuff. Now God bless Corey White, because even back then Corey's like, hey man, I got this original piece, and we're like, nah, we'll get the originals later. We're not interested in it. But if we were interested in it back then, it would have been really cool.
Get that hunk of shit out of here. We're only playing Dragon Tune.
Yeah, get out of here, dude.
Yeah.
But
Diggy Diggy lie.
Yeah. Yes, he did. He did lie. He lied to my face, right to my face. He did. And so so he was always into that. But still, we went and did it. We did things like, and we do Nickelback and Aerosmith and Black Crowes and Weezer and all this stuff. And then we got Bobby Jacobs into it. Bobby brought the bass over, and now we had a bass player. So okay, cool. And then I got a different amplifier, and it was a cool thing. And at that time, we called ourselves YGS, stood for You Guys Suck, and it was so great because we'd go to places, we'd go to Legion or Brass Horse, and they're like, "You guys suck, you guys." They're chanting our name. Could we possibly suck anymore?
Yeah, like a real Primus thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Primus sucks.
Yeah. So that was a cool little thing we did for a little while. And then, we got paid for those. We were over at, I couldn't even tell you how much it was, but we were over at, it was, before it was Brass Horse, it was not.
Was it Eagles?
No, it wasn't Eagles.
Oh, not Eagles. It was, it was Shafts.
Shafts.
Legends and
Shafts.
Spirits.
Oh, yeah,
Legends
that's
and
it.
Spirits.
Legends and Spirits.
Between Shafts and Brass Horse, it was Legends and Spirits. That's right.
One of those names is
Between Shaft and the Brass is Legends.
Yeah.
So we played there. The very first place we played though was at Patty's. Remember Patty's down in right by Brother Hamels? This is where you got Brother Hamels.
Where Randy is now.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, somewhere out there. So we played that. That was our first gig. It was in the afternoon, and we did it, and it was cool. We did Nickelback and whatever, and it was fun. It was great. Good time. And there's still video of that somewhere. And it's so cool because Bobby Jacobs, like, he was actually nervous. He was like way behind. He's way in back of us, like kind of staying behind me, and but so that's what that was. Now we just did other places here and there, and fundraisers and what have you. Well,
And it started out, you were the singer, right?
yeah, I was a singer. So, and I wasn't the greatest, good God, no. But still, somebody had to do the job. That's all. And it's very hard to be playing and singing at the same. That's a different thing, whole different animal. And so then, after a while, Corey White, you know, we had to get practices in and stuff like that. But Corey would be like, hey, okay, practice is going to be on Wednesday. Okay, everybody be there. You got it, we're going to be there. And then, but Corey had some other things to do, and it was getting, you know, he would be absent for some of those practices and important practices too. So after a while, we were like, the guys were like, hey, man, we should probably get another guitar player. And I always made it a vote then. Don't just decide it. It's a band thing. Everybody has a say. And like, well, he misses some of his notes or whatever, and he's not at practices. I said, okay, I can understand that. Does anybody have anybody in mind then? Don't just come with a problem, come with a solution as well that we could, you know, venture into. And somebody mentioned Glenn Hill. So I said, okay, all right, no problem. Glenn Hill Jr. So, JHJ, GHJ.
At Sonny Boy Guitars on Instagram.
God, I probably should have spent an extra year in 6th grade too. So he, Sonny Boy Guitars. So he came in, and it was great. He was a great guitar player. Mm-hmm. He still is. And I had a different style than him, but they really complemented each other. They're fantastic. It was great. So that was a good thing.
They don't listen.
It was a good thing. It was a really cool thing. So then I was like, okay, so say all of you, this is the way it is? Yeah. Okay, cool. Somebody has to let Corey White know. And of course, I'm like, I'll take care of it. So I went over and I saw Corey at the casino. I said, hey, man, you got a minute? And we sat down, we talked. I said, listen, we're going to get another guitar player. We're going to go with Glenn. He's like, I know Glenn. Glenn's really good. And Corey's like, yeah, if that's the way it is, and that's the way it is. And I said, dude, I'm really sorry. And that never, I mean, I know it bothered him. I think even to this day, it might still bother him a little bit that's the way that went down. But that's the way that went down. Mm-hmm. But there was still the respect to let him know. You have, and to this, I've never ever been with any kind of outfit or anything like that where I didn't let you know. We're not just going to do it because that happened to me. So we're playing a couple different places. Well, then it's like, well, Buck, you're not the greatest singer. I'm like, yeah, I know. We're just going to get somebody to do it, though. But we have an idea. We want to get another singer, and you can contract. You're a good guitar player, but let's get another singer in there. You can contract guitar. Okay, great. Who's it going to be? Corey Jacobs. I'd never heard of Corey Jacobs before. They go, well, he does a lot of karaoke singing. I said, okay, all right, great. That sounds awesome. So I said, so we brought him in, and we are now. Keep in mind, we're still doing covers. Corey did a lot of karaoke. And he wasn't familiar with all these songs, so we're practicing over at Ronnie Jacobs' house, or Bobby Joint's house, Bobby Jacobs. And he comes in, he sings a little bit, and we had a show at Pine Ridge, the campsite, like that weekend. And I said, well, how about this? Let's do this. Let me just sing this one here. We have nothing scheduled after that for at least a while. Then we can bring Corey in. We can start fresh and get tight and everything, right? Okay, no. We're going to do it now. We want to do it now. Okay, seems like, okay, whatever. So we get to the gig. We get over here to this gig. Corey Jacobs there, and he's like, oh, my God, I forgot the lyrics. And I go, what lyrics? He goes, the lyrics to all these songs. I go, well, where are they? He goes, they're at Bobby's house, still taped to the mic. I'm going, well, don't worry, we can get there. No. He takes off in his car, and I'm like, okay. Then the guy's like, hey, you guys ready? So we started setting up, and they're like, where's Corey? I said, he went to go get the lyrics. Went to go pick up the lyrics. Okay, cool. So I said, I'll tell you what, I'll sing the first couple of songs here, and then he can just come in. Okay, sounds great, because we have to get this going. So the first song we did was a song called Everything's Zen by Bush. And so we're up there, right? We're just getting ready to go. Just then, Corey Jacobs comes in. Like, okay, great. Corey's like, what are you doing? I said, well, I was just going to sing the first couple of songs. And back then, I mean, Corey's a great guy, but you really have to get a read on him. You really just have to kind of know him to know where he's coming from. I didn't, and I didn't like him. That's
a nice way of saying he can be a dick.
Yeah, he can.
Which I know he can.
He can, but I mean, I didn't like the guy. But I wasn't going to let that. I was going to let my feeling toward it wreck the band thing. I can totally work with that. So he goes, he's like, I said, well, I'll just sing the first couple of songs and we'll bring you in. And he goes, well, what am I doing here? I'm the lead singer. What am I doing? You can't sing it. And I'm looking at him like, all right, that's your one, dude. That's your one with me. So we start playing, getting into it. So it's time for him to sing. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. He's just like where you are now. He's like,
locking up.
And I'm like, there must be somewhere that we could eat. Maybe find another lover. Should I fly Los Angeles? He's still staring. Find my asshole brother. And then he's like, oh, okay, got it. And of course, the way he sings, Mickey Mouse is growing up a cow. You know, whatever, and that's fine. But we got through it. Got through and everything. He comes up to me afterwards, and he's like, hey, man, I'm really sorry that I came off like that. And I was like, that's okay. You know, I said, I get it. I said, dude, I'm not threatened that you're here as a singer. I said, not at all. No, I said, but that is your one. You know, you don't need to do that. The next week, my family and I head down to Virginia Beach for a vacation. We come back. My sister goes to Fort Covington, goes over here to Fort. And she had to do, it was like some fundraiser here. She comes back, she goes, do they have another band? I'm like, not that I know of. Well, because I just saw Corey White and these guys playing with this other guy. Or Glenn and playing with some other guy. Corey Jacobson? I said, not that I know of. They're called Dirty Blues something. And that's a Dirty Blue project for him. So I take off down to, after like the next day, I take off over to number 9. And I go to confront Bobby on it. Hey, Bobby, what's going on? Well, and Glenn was there. Well, we're not playing rock and roll no more. I was like, you guys gonna fucking tell me? I had to fucking tell Corey White. If anything was going on, I told you guys. You gonna fucking tell me? And that was, to me, that was a low shot. If I'm out, I'm out. Just fucking tell me. And I was not cool with that. However, though, and for Bobby was always, it wasn't like I hated anybody. I didn't do that because they were doing well. They're a good sounding band, so I was always a fan of that. And whenever I did go to see them play, Bobby Jacobs was always super cool. I remember they did a big thing over at right next to Bear's Den where All In used to be.
TV High there.
Yeah, that whole thing they had like a big concert thing. Like Jana was there and shit like that. Yeah. And but Dirty Blues was playing, and I went there to go check him out. And Bobby sees me. He's like, hey, man, come on backstage. Come say hello. I was like, okay, great. So Bobby's always been cool with me. Yeah. And even Glenn, they've always been pretty cool for the most part, but I didn't like how that handled out. And then it was like a couple years later when Corey Jacobs saw me in Spirits and Legends at that time. He saw me there, and he goes, hey, can I talk to you? I was like, yeah, sure. So we sat down. I go, what's going on? He goes, well, the casino did this karaoke contest. And the 2 finalists are now going to be singing at the Brass Horse, with a live band. And Dirty Blues are supposed to be the live band. And for whatever reason, some members of the band didn't want to do that. They didn't want to be the way it sounded like they didn't want to be a backing band for another singer. They had their own thing. Why are we doing this type of stuff? Whatever it was. So I was like, oh, okay. He goes, I need a guitar player. I said, okay, what songs are they? He goes, wait, you're going to do this? I said, yeah. He goes, I know you don't like me. I said, I like you fine. I never took any direct offense on that. I said, do you need me? He's like, yeah. And I said, okay, what songs are they? And he gave me, it was a Landis Smile song and an Elvis song. Okay, great. So I learned the songs. He played the bass, and then Dwayne Greenfield played the drums. And we did that thing for all these people, for the karaoke finalists, you know? And that was that. And then it was pretty cool because, Corey Jacobs was like, hey, maybe we can work together sometime. I said, yeah, maybe. And then a couple years later now, fast forward, Corey White has this bundle of songs with Lloyd Benedict. Lloyd Benedict was actually with Corey. And Lloyd's an amazing guitarist. He's one of those guitar players that he can't play with like a regular band because he's just so out there. And if you listen to him play, it sounds like 2 or 3 guitar players at once. It really is. And so Corey has these songs. He gives me a call. I want to start a band. Great. Come on over. Let me see what you have. Let's work out. So, and it was great. It was all there. And then we're talking about singers. And he brought up Corey Jacobs. I was like, no, I'm against it. I'm against that. He's like, he's the one I can actually see here. I said, I don't care. His attitude sucks. His attitude fucking sucks, man. But I was like, I tell you what, dude, if I'll play it. I'll go ahead and play it. So he brought him in, and our first recordings for Arcane Belief were our acoustic dirt recordings. It was just Corey White and I on guitars, and then Corey Jacobs singing.
I have that.
You actually do. I think you do have some.
Believe it or not, there was a time I was really on the short list.
Yeah.
Potential, like, if Corey really fucks up, I think we can let this guy try out.
We're from the short bus to the short list. I love this guy.
Yeah. So fuck you. Fuck you. 20 years old, graduating motherfucker.
It doesn't bother him at all.
I'm totally cool with it. I just got some extra schooling. That's all. Doesn't matter. It was the same lesson.
He really needed to put that fucking square peg into that hole. Yeah.
So, anyways, so we brought him in, and it was great. You know, he sounded amazing. It was fantastic. Corey White set those dirt recordings out, and we got the contract with a Tate Music Group. And we had to let them know because Tate Music Group only heard those dirt recordings, 2 guitars and the lead singer, and we had to let them know we're a full band. We didn't even have a full band yet.
Oh yeah,
we didn't have a drum band.
So you lied.
Yeah, absolutely. But Dwayne said, "Hey, if you ever need me, I'm there." And so that's kind of like how that all got started, and it was really cool. And then driving out to doing that whole thing with the band. I mean, we played in places together and stuff like that. But when it came to doing that to do that album, it was out in Oklahoma, and we drove out. Oh yeah, dude.
And the drive out there, Bucky was like, "Hey, you guys remember when you kicked me out of YTS? Wasn't it nice of me to bring you guys in now?"
Let's talk about it.
But it was so we did. We drove all the way out there, and it was. I thought it was important. I felt it was important that we drove out together and we stayed together, and that's what we did. And I swear to God, the only argument I think we had was just like Corey White and I got into about something. I don't know what it was,
But it's probably Nickelback.
it could be, yeah. But it was something so minor. But we let that rolled off our backs, and that was it. We got along great. We had an amazing time, a lot of great experiences. I'm glad we did that, and that was a big deal. And I mean, and we've played at some places, got paid for some places. One place, the worst place paid was we actually did a show out in Missouri. Man.
Yeah.
And it was all metal bands there.
Oh, no.
We know. We're on our way out to Oklahoma to go record our album when Corey White saw this thing and he's like, "Hey, you guys want to play Missouri in like October or September?" Like, "Yeah, screw it. Yeah, man. We're a new band. We're going to, all the shit." So put them out, put us on the list. And then we get out there and it's all these, and they're
Hey,
throwing,
you do that pretty good.
Thank you. They're throwing friggin' fresh meat on the audience and shit. We're like, wait till they hear Traveling Man.
Did you do Dig a Lie?
It's like fucking breaking out friggin' Elijah at a Floyd show. Jesus Christ. But it was really neat because by the time we got up, there was a band that opened up before us called JHD. They're almost like a ska meets Dave Matthews type of thing.
Okay.
And we even asked them, so what does JHD stand for? Like, we don't really know.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Actually, they're very cool.
Ska meets Dave Matthews. Oh my God, I want to be shot in the head.
Please
Like,
don't
I
let
feel like I'm in
don't
a
let it be for that.
boy's dream.
Ironically,
Put me out of my fucking misery.
a lot of us want to shoot you in the head. How about that? So anyways,
Bring it on, fucker.
so anyways,
I don't know. They won't leave Snide to do it.
yeah. So they these guys were very cool actually. Like the guitar player actually, he'd throw his guitar up in the air and let it smash. He'd pick it up and start playing again. It was pretty cool. But they were a great buffer between this metal band that just got off and us. And we had the prime spot. We had 8 o'clock at night. So we get up there, and we're getting ready to play. And it was at a campground. And there are people in front of us, and some of them have like blood and shit because they were just moshing half hour earlier. And we just go into our set, and it was pretty cool. And it was so neat because when we did Traveling Man, which is like if Bob Dylan and Tom Petty had a baby, it'd be this song, very storytelling type of song. And there's just people just swinging back and forth, the blood hanging. Yeah. They got all these tattoos.
They were at the gathering of the Juggalos festival.
Yeah, it's like they had all these body piercings and shit. Like this one girl looked like she fell down the stairs with a tackle box. It was just all over the place.
This is great.
Just swaying in the cool fall breeze.
Nice little break.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Waiting for my blood count to come back up. And so that was a cool thing, we did that.
Now, hold on, Traveling Man. What did you just compare it to? Tom Petty and who?
It's like Bob Dylan and Tom Petty had a baby, and if you had that baby, that's what this song is like because it's just a very, very storytelling type of song in that.
Do you get that?
I guess.
I don't think Bob Dylan's a good singer or Tom Petty.
Yeah. I said in the storytelling.
I don't think Tom Petty's the best.
No. I said in a storytelling
That's
aspect.
not what you said. No.
I know it was English. I'm sorry. See, if you went to school for an extra 2 years,
if you'd explained it with
you went to
puppets,
school
I would've
for an
done
extra
better.
2 years, like I did, loser,
Get the education.
loser. So, anyways,
You would have done learn how to talk.
stupid
man.
loser. So, anyways, so we
just
did that.
fucking
Yeah, so we
with
did that and everything, and it was, and we go to get paid. And first of all, the promoter looked like, the fuck's that dude's name, man? He looked like Jonah Hill, but like fat Jonah Hill, like freaking super bad Jonah Hill. He looked just like him.
Just all neck beard.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, man, this is gonna suck. You know? And so we go. So Dwayne and I go to get paid, and we're like, hey man, we're here, and we came farther. All the other bands came from every damn one of them came from around St. Louis, which is just up the road. We came from 20 hours away. And it's like, oh man, that was so awesome, man. You guys are so good and everything. Hey, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And you guys sound so good, man. Yeah, that's nice, man. We really appreciate it. That's your own stuff? Yeah, it's original stuff. Wow, the crowd loved it. Okay, all right, yeah. Okay, between the operations and the stitches, I'm sure they had a good time. And so I was like, okay, yeah, we're just here to get paid, man. Okay, well, we didn't bring us as much as we wanted. And I'm like, okay, all right, that's cool as long as we get paid. I'm sorry I didn't make what you were expecting, but we still got to get paid. So he has this other guy. And this other guy's name was Corey White, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, we had two Corey. It's not like a boy band. There's two Corys in our band and then this other guy. And so we go, and he takes us to the money box, and he hands me $50. I'm like, you guys. Is it the Missouri Air? Is that what does this? And, I understand Missouri's the heartland. It's because the brain isn't there. Okay, I get it. So I go, no, man. He goes, that's all I give you. I said, dude, we came from 20 fucking hours away. We came farther than any other band here. We were great. You said so. We wrote our own stuff. I could that might have been original. Or he might have just coughing up a friggin' milk bone or something. Or he could have been on coffee from 78. See what I did? And
Callback. I like it.
Great. Don't touch me.
He knows how to bookend for sure.
So he gave us $50, and I'm like, and Dwayne, God bless Dwayne, man. He looks at me straight faced, not gay face, but straight faced.
Yeah.
But he looks at me straight faced, and he's like, we can kill him and leave because nobody knows us, right? And I'm like, yeah. It's just the three of us back. Well, soon to be two. Guy's like, no, guys, look at. Give me your addresses. Give me your emails and all this stuff. I'll get the money out to you. Don't worry. I'll get the money out. Yeah, so we take the $50. So we go back. Of course, now Corey White's there. The other two Corys are back at the truck. How we do? $50. $50 each? That's terrible. Oh, no. $50 for the whole band. And we're just like, I said, don't worry, Dwayne's going to kill him. We'll be fine. Everything's going to be okay. So, we get back in the truck, and we just chalk that off as an experience. But, it was great to play. It was great traveling all that distance. It was so neat. I mean, we went to one gas station. We're gassing up, and there's an old beat-up van coming the other way from, Missouri. Had Missouri plates. And there was a metal band. They get out, and, hey, man, where you guys heading? Oh, we're heading out to Boston. Oh, cool. We're heading out to other side of St. Louis, play a show. It's kind of cool to see that. Just talk a little bit about whatever. But it is cool being on the road, stuff like that. It's cool having that experience. And so there's the band thing. And like I said, just recently, I was talking to you about it before the show. Corey White and I, we just started getting back together and writing and doing some things. So I'm sorry about that. So what we're gonna do is hopefully someone will come with that.
HGA work, boys.
So just come on, big money.
This will be the fiddle hour.
I've got nothing. Next time I come in here,
Do you need a
I'll
fidget
be in a
spinner?
chair. I'll be in a microphone out in the driveway. Just and then I.
Yeah, you know what those popper things are?
Yeah, it's like apparently these guys hate educated people. So, anyways, a little bit about the music, a little bit about the
Seriously,
following.
after
That is.
repeating twice, did your teachers have to be like, okay, Lawrence,
Nah, man.
yellow starts with Y.
Actually, it went before that. You actually just hit a very good point. They did some kind of Special Olympic test on me, man. They
aced it. No, I'm kidding.
No, I didn't. I failed. In their eyes, I failed. They had blocks in front of me. They had a ball, they had a square, they had a rectangle, and a triangle. They're like, okay, take out the... Why am I touching you?
I know you keep touching me.
So gay. So gay. So they're like, yeah.
I think it's when like the dark touches the pale.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like putting milk in
opposites
coffee.
attract. High pressure to low pressure. You know, it's that type of thing. So
Wait.
So they go like this. They go, take out the one that doesn't belong. Take out the one that doesn't belong. I was like, okay. So I took out the triangle. They're like, okay, let's try this again. We got a ball. It's round. We have a square. It has angles and points on it. We have a rectangle with angles and points on it. And we have a triangle that has angles and points on it. And once again, we have a ball. Take out the one you feel doesn't belong. Take out the triangle. Why did you take that out? Because I don't like yellow. I was 6. I don't like the color yellow. But because of that... There it was. Remedial classes. Dude, I had all that stuff. Special reading. I had all that stuff. I actually retired a school psychiatrist. That's true. He was a school psychiatrist, and I retired that guy. Not proud of it. That's what happened. I went in the worst. And
You sound proud of it.
His name was Peter, and he was Polish.
He was the inspiration for Traveling Man.
I destroyed
It
that
was the child
motherfucker.
psychologist leaving town.
Dude,
That guy's life up.
This is it too. His name was Peter, and he was Polish. And I call him Peter, and I call him Peter Polak. Hey, Peter Polak. And to him, well, Buck is just expressing himself in some way, so I'm not gonna get mad at that. And he was a John Denver looking.
Wait, you were saying this when you were 6?
I was 8 at this time.
It was the 80s.
But you were saying that? You
No, it
literally...
was the 70s.
You
70s.
little
70s.
racist fuck.
Yeah, that's great.
It was, hey, Petey the Pollock.
Yeah.
But
that was
the
good.
Pollocks doesn't take that. He's like...
Yo, that's how
Yeah, I
little-
wasn't like.
Fucking black bastard.
Yeah, no,
that's how
Peter
people
Polak.
talked back then.
But that's what it was. But I,
No, I know.
but I knew better to say the N word. I didn't say
It
that.
was... That's how it was back then,
That's how it was. I'm
Josh.
saying that's how it was. But he was just wrote Peter Polak. And then I had him for like a year. And then
Did he call you Black Buck?
No, no. I had a gym teacher who called me Geronimo. Hey, Geronimo, bring those ropes over here. You know, it was like it wasn't a Jewish kid who was calling Jesus Christ, but hey, Geronimo, get over here.
Hey, Buck!
So yeah, so you know, and that's I didn't take any offense on that, and Peter didn't take any on it either. Then one day I came into class like, hey, where's Peter? Where's the Polak? Where's Peter? Let me guess, he got the screen door on the submarine. And he's like, and they're like, no, he quit. I'm like, what do you mean he quit? Bucky, he just quit. Let's just leave
For
it at that.
harassment?
I was like, I don't know what happened, but I was like, did I retire that guy? Nice.
Yes.
Tell you what, I think I'll stay back in extra grade. I'll hold myself back, see who the new meat's gonna be here. So yeah, man. But it was to be all in all, to be honest, I had a kick-ass childhood. In many ways, I'm still having it.
Yeah.
So do we see a second Arcane Belief album on the horizon?
I don't know if it will be like an Arcane Belief album. I mean, I'd love for it to be. But you will definitely see some music. I mean, we have a couple
That
songs
wood
coming out.
feels great, doesn't it?
I love this. This is great.
Wood.
We will definitely. We already have a couple new songs out. They've been out for a little bit. We're working with our producer Rick St. Pierre. He's awesome. But
Hey, did the guy in Missouri ever pay you guys?
Huh?
Did the guy in Missouri ever pay you guys?
Nah, dude.
He gave
No.
me your email. No callback.
Nah,
We definitely should have killed him.
You should have killed him.
we should have killed that
could've
guy.
got
Have
someone
you ever
should've-
made $50 for a gig prior to that?
No.
No, it's always
I've been free.
yeah, it's always like triple that minimum. It's always triple that minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: the old joke is you take $5,000 worth of gear, put it in a $500 car to go play a $50 gig. That's.
I mean, there was 2 of you. You could have just tied that fucker up and took the money box.
Actually, no, man.
The only
Dwayne would have
time
had
I
this
made-
by himself.
The only
Dwayne
time I
could've
made
easily-
50 for a gig was from Brooke.
Oh yeah.
But that's because I only did a half hour anyway, so I'm like, that's all right. And it was Canadian.
But anyways, there's a little bit on that, a little bit on the music, a little bit on the family, and we want to do it. I mean, with the way the world's been the last couple of years, big bag of suck hole. We all agree. I hope we all agree.
I liked it.
And now,
Yeah, I
It
actually
was
thought-
fun.
We actually thrived in the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this room, I can see the three of you by yourselves for 2 years in
No,
here.
no. You can see me giving COVID to our friends.
Nice, dude.
You keep your eyes open, man. You watch the next 6 months. You watch.
Oh, it's gonna be freaky. It's gonna be insane. This the world, everything we were told as kids and read about in the books and the movies and stuff like that. It's all coming to fruition right now. And I don't.
No, I meant for us. I don't give a shit about the world.
Yeah, we're talking about us here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, for once we're going to talk about us, Bucky. Jesus Christ.
We might even
sorry,
be able to pay you more than $50.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Not
Cool.
today, though.
Yeah, not today.
Yeah, just not.
Not today. I brought my own peanuts.
We might have to redo the theme song, and we'll have some lead guitar here.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm about for a change for
I can do
that.
that for
Plus,
you.
we got some more shows coming.
for $50 and $25 for every time it's played after that.
We might need an opener for our live
There
show.
you go, man.
Well, good for you, dude, man. This is awesome. Any other questions? Anything else going on? How you guys doing?
Who's the best engineer at CKON?
Huh?
Who's the best engineer at CKON?
It's not a train station. It's a radio station, dumbass. See what I did?
see what
I did there?
There you go.
There you
So I
go.
did that.
There's that.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah.
There's that.
That extra 2 years of education.
You hear about it happening to
Oh,
other
man.
people, but when it happens to you,
That's the 15th grade at
man.
work.
who's the best engineer at CKO? I mean, right now,
Yeah.
I think you're the only one, right?
Thank you.
Does the only one constitute as the best one?
Yeah.
You have to
I
have
think
a
it does.
second in it.
Will you
to
just
the best,
say
right?
something nice to the son of a bitch?
Oh, dude.
Isn't it cool?
Let me
How,
get back to you.
isn't it cool how I
Invite me
rewired
back
the,
next week.
Wasn't that cool how I rewired that whole room?
I love this, dude. This is nice. What is that? Velcro?
Yeah.
That's sweet. Are you talking about this room?
No, not this room.
Oh. Oh, you mean at the radio station?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. That mic that used to be
Why
here.
does
is
this
now
look like
here.
creation story right
not
now?
here.
With the good
Yeah.
brother, bad brother, and vice
Yeah,
versa?
he's the one that came out of the armpit.
Yeah, I am. I'm swimming.
Cut off.
I knew you got that armpit thing.
Cut
you
off
fucking
grandma's
weirdo.
head and threw it up in the sky. Yeah, look at that every night now, loser. You're such an asshole, brother.
Yeah.
He and I are
Up
like
there with
this.
the other tree Indians.
He and I are like this. I'm the one over here. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, the last of the Tree Indians is the name of this episode.
The last of the tree Indians. Yes.
Yeah. The title is "His Bark Don't Bite." His bark
You might
is
just
worse than
have
his
to
bite.
take his picture and make it look like Lord of the Flies.
I want to do the hand thing.
Yeah, dude, but everything in there, dude. So awesome. Any other questions?
I'm good.
I think 90 minutes is good. It's getting hot.
Apparently, he's cutting it short, man.
Watch this after you edit. It's like only 4 minutes.
Well, I mean, there was a half-hour
Fly
story
swatter.
pregame in the fucking kitchen.
That is true. Thank you so much, Lawrence Buck Cook.
Well, dude,
it's
thank you for
always
having
a
me,
pleasure,
man.
and we love having our honorary outlaw brother coming in once a year.
When he's not in school.
Honestly, it makes us feel a certain kind of way, but you know,
not learning something.
motherfucker, hopefully next time we have you back, it'll
Yeah,
be
man.
in our brand new studio,
Cool.
and things are gonna be fucking going into the fucking stratosphere, motherfucker. So thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, man.
We are the motherfucking Aboriginal Outlaws. I'm Wilbur Sunday.
Johnny B.
I'm Joshua.
Sign it off, Bucky.
And right here, the Aboriginal Outlaws iPod cast thing will be in the stratosphere
Easy
in
to
about 6
grandpa.
months with the stuff and the. So when I was about 9,
That's the 1970s at work.
I don't know if he's jealous or he just doesn't know.
Hey, actually, you forgot the bike story.
huh? Oh, dude, yeah, the bike story. Well, say that for next time.
Yeah.
Bike story now.
Dude, my childhood is tragic. There's a lot to work with there, but I loved it. Okay, very quickly. When I was about 7, and it was my birthday, and my parents got me a very, very cool kick-ass bike. It didn't have the banana seat, but it was a decked out.
It was streamers.
Huh? No. That was the year
Thanks
after.
a lot. You just gave him another minute, motherfucker.
No, it didn't have that, but it was like a BMX bike before BMX bikes actually got into town. Before it was a thing, it was like that type of bike, and very cool. And I remember I got it, I loved it. It was amazing, coolest bike in town, man. Very kick ass. Right across the street from us was a bike shop. I remember I got it had a hole in it. I just to go to the bike shop. Guy's like, yeah, okay, $8, we'll fix it. Or I think it was $5 or whatever. So he would fix it. And I remember some older kids came up to me going, hey, is that your white bike over at Joe's Bike Shop? I said, yeah. You want to sell that? I'm like, nope. Come on, man. I'll give you $10 for it. No way, dude. No way, man. Fine. I'll give you $20 for it. Nope. Had my bike pedaling on. I take my bike to school. Okay, take my bike to school. Came home every day. Again, I was a walker, but now I didn't get beat up as much because I had my bike and I was faster to get by these guys. Now, every Wednesday at school, we had church school. So like I'd go through my regular classes, then in like early afternoon, we'd walk down to the church, go to church school. And the thing was, I lived right across the street. I lived right across the street from the church on that block. And I'd go and I'd just leave church school because it was time to get out of school, and I'd go home. So this one day, I ran my bike. We got church school. All the church school kids get out. We have the ladies that walk us down to the church. I go to get my bike. She's like, Bucky Cook, where are you going? I'm going to go get my bike. And I remember the woman's name. A kid I went to school with, his name was Chris Miles. That was his mom. Sweet lady. She just made a bad choice this day. And probably when she made Chris. Anyway, I get my bike. I'm getting my bike. She said, no, you leave that here. You can get it after church school. I said, no. I said, it's going to get stolen. She's like, no, it won't get stolen. Get in line with everybody else. I said, I can walk my bike in line. I'll be right here. Let me walk my bike at least. No. It's going to get stolen, Mrs. Miles. I'm telling you right now. It's not going to get stolen. No, we're going to go see Jesus at church school. I'm like, I live right across the street. You let me leave church every day. Every day you let me leave church because I live right there. Now I can't take my bike. No, it'll be here when you get back. So I go to church school. And the bike is all I'm thinking about. And then Jesus died for our sins. Okay, yeah. What happened? What happened? Easter? Yeah, 12 apostles. Nobody had a job. Okay, great. Let's get on with it. And so we get out of class. We get out of church school. I'm hoofing as fast as I can back to the school. It's gone. Fucking bike is gone. I am livid pissed at it. And I was like, ugh. Went back home and raged. Somebody stole my bike, Miss Miles. And my mom she was pissed. My dad was pissed. And called the police, of course, all this stuff. And finally, like maybe a week and a half later, somebody found it on the railroad tracks, but it was all stripped. No seats, no handlebars, no nothing. It was all down. And that was the bike that I actually threw into the river when they were beating on me to throw my bike in the river, but I always got it out. When you're a kid, your bike is like, that's your iron horse. Yeah. There's actually a kinship with your bike as a kid. And so they did. They stripped right down and everything. And, a few people felt bad, but I don't think I ever talked to Miss Miles again after that. And I think I had her for like another, it would have been 2 years, but 3 because I failed for grade. But the point I'm making is...
That's what you get for listening to teachers. Yeah. She said, fuck you, bitch, and we got your bike.
Yeah, that's why. Actually, you're in school.
You see what happens when you choose God over a bike?
Yeah, you choose God over a Huffy. Man. You choose Jesus over a Huffy. You're going to lose every time. Jesus ain't out there delivering those papers.
And on that note, we are the motherfucking Aboriginal Outlaws. I'm Will Bear Sunday.
Johnny B.
I'm Joshua.
And I'm so sorry, Bucky Cook. Do the growl one more time.
The brown?
The growl.
Oh, wow. Thank you, guys.
So we're going to have a GoFundMe for a new bike.
Hold on, let's all do it
Here,
together.
Here's your bike. Where is it? It's on the railroad
Let's all
track.
do it together. Ready,
it's on the tracks over here.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
That just sounds like we're gargling in some gay porn.